So good afternoon, guys. Good to see you. My name is Ibrahim Malam Babambiza, the Chief Executive Officer of Achievers Bridge Company. I have a good news right here for you guys. Achievers Bridge Library is kicking off in that is kickstarting in Borno State, which is Maiduguri to be specific. And someone may be wondering, okay, Achievers Bridge Library, wow, Achievers Bridge Library, what's that all about? Why all that? But and the library is offline. Before we continue, let me be specific. Offline library. One may be wondering, why offline library? Why we have library all around? We have an online library, we have e-library from different sources, we have access to soft copy of books, blah 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 blah, and things like that. But I have some certain reasons that made us to come up with an offline library at Achievers Bridge, which I will take us through. Okay, so the first point that made us to come up with Achievers Bridge Library is achieving of dreams. Okay, achieving of dreams by people. Most people, if not all, they have a certain dreams, or they have a certain things that they feel like, okay, I will want to be this, I want to achieve this, I want to achieve that. I want to be a doctor, I want to be a businessman, I want to be a rich man, I want to be a very influential person, I want to be a musician, and all sort of things and all sort of great things that people think of, especially the young people that are coming up. Okay, so one important thing when it comes to dream achievement is having access to the right information. Okay, right information that will make it very easy for you to pass through different curves that is required of you to be able to land at your dreamland. Okay, so Achievers Bridge looked at it and was like, okay, wow, so people have dreams they want to achieve, and yet there's no any easy way of making these kind of materials and sources, especially books from great minds and great people that have lived in our time, and those people that lived before, and they have their own information about how they achieved their own through books. So Achievers Bridge was like, okay, we can be able to come into this and then see how we can be able to help dream achievers or dreamers to come with their dreams into reality. Okay, and then the second point is, as I said, is an offline library, which means you will pick up a book and then study. Not you will have a book, not book in your laptop or in your phone, but book. I mean hard copy of books. When I mean offline library means you will have access to the hard copy of the books from different sources. Different titles from different sources. One may be wondering, okay, the world have gone so far, and then you Achievers Bridge are coming up with an offline library, even though we are also working on some of the other part of the online library for those that may not be in Borno before we come up with the offline library to their own location. But one other reason that we looked at for coming up with this offline library is the fact that accumulation of all these light rays that comes from our computers, from our phones when we read things, or maybe we stay looking at our screen for a longer period of time, used to be so alarming. Okay, it causes a lot of danger to the eye. So what Achievers B is trying to do here is that, in as much as we want people to study books, that will lead them towards their dreams in life, we also try to minimize the length at which people look at their screen in the name of reading books. Okay, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that all these gadgets like phone, laptops are wrong or they are bad or anything, but if there's any way we can be able to minimize the exposure of our eyes to this kind of rays, that's what we are trying to do at Achievers Bridge. So we try to minimize we try to minimize the exposure of the eyes of our audience, to all these gadgets. When I say our audience, there's no any limitation. Everybody that has a dream, anybody that wants to achieve his dreams, is a qualified audience to us at Achievers Bridge, because our dream, as we always used to say it, is to make sure that each and every individual reaches the peak of his or her own dreams. Okay, and then the other reason, another reason, which is the third reason that made us to come up with this Achievers Bridge Library, is commitment to time, and obedience or discipline to time. Most people, when they study soft copy, especially in phones and all these gadgets, they tend to be like, okay, wow, this thing, my eye is paining me, I don't want to continue. Maybe they will just read one page or two pages, Some may even be having the hard copy, and they'll be like, hi, this thing, I don't want to stay longer. Maybe this is the only book I have, so why will I be in a rush? Meanwhile, I just have one book to study. So this commitment to studying books is also one of the challenges that people are facing. So what Achievers Bridge is coming to play with is that Achievers Bridge makes a lot of books, varieties of books, titles of books, from different areas of lives available for people, such that they'll be able to have access to them and then have this mindset that, okay, now since I can access different kind of books that will be helpful to my dream, okay, how can I be able to utilize all these books, to read them, and then so I can help myself to build up my dream. And also owing to the fact that, when someone borrows the book from Achievers Bridge, it's not going to be for a very long period of time. The maximum period of time you can be in hold of our book is 5 days. So this is going to help individuals, to be able to be like, okay, I have only 5 days to borrow this book. So if I don't study this book within these 5 days, and I now get to return it back, maybe before I now go back to renew it, maybe I want to continue reading the book, maybe somebody must have placed an order, or maybe must have booked it and then waiting for me to return it. And in this case, you'll not be able to get the book. So this mentality alone, or this thinking alone of you not getting, you not having a confirmed chances of getting back the book to renew it and continue reading it, will also make you to be serious and then read it within a limited period of time as much as possible. So, and with that, it will not only help the person to read the book, but it will help us at Achievers Bridge to be able to help people to get access to the information they need in time, so that they can be able to build their dreams, because time is very important when it comes to achieving dreams. And then another thing we consider is the cost of books. The cost of books. Okay? Many people will want to, as will have wanted to, will have read maybe 10 books in a month, or maybe 5 books in a month, but because of the cost of buying the books, because some of these books, none of them cost for anything less than 1,100 naira and above. Very rare will you see some of these books costing less than 1,000 naira. Some of them can even be as costly as 80,000 naira, because there was one book that I saw with one of my friends, and I got to read that book. That book cost him 80,000 naira to buy. Imagine how many people can be able to afford a book of 80,000 naira. And such kind of books are not easily gotten online or in soft copy. Before you can even get the soft copy of such books, it will cost nothing less than 20,000 naira and above. Can we see now the cost of having access to this kind of books? That's what Achievers Bridge now came up and was like, okay, so, looking at the fact that many people will need to achieve their dreams, but the cost of buying these books or cost of having access to these books is a problem. So Achievers Bridge now say, okay, this is also a strong reason why we can come in and then make these books available for our audience. Okay? And then now another reason we come up with we came up with this Achievers Bridge library is the fact that when people have an awareness that, okay, there is a way they can be able to get access to their dream, because some people actually have dreams. I want to be this, I want to be that, but they don't have an awareness or maybe an exposure to knowing that there are certain ways you can be able to follow in order to have your dream being achieved at ease. Or let me not use the word ease, okay, that having access to information that can help you achieve your dreams instead of following the longer route of trials and errors. When you have a guide of achieving your dreams, it will minimize the length of time that it will take you to achieve that dream, because all the trial and errors that someone have done before, you can easily prevent them by reading through the books that they have written with regards to those pathways. Okay, so what Achievers Bridge now sat down and was like, okay, now having Achievers Bridge library will also give an avenue for us at Achievers Bridge to create an awareness to people that, okay, look, there is a way you can be able to achieve your dreams by having access to right information and knowledge that can fasten your steps in that manner. Okay, so Achievers Bridge is up and doing to providing all these services among all other services that we are providing. As I used to say, our dream at Achievers Bridge is to see that more and more people get to achieve their dreams. More and more people get to bring their dreams to reality, and by doing so, we can be able to have a community of fulfilled individuals. Okay, community of fulfilled and happy individuals, which are not only happy but will be willing to help others, to come to achieve their dreams too. Because one of the things that achieving dreams give to a person is that it makes people happy to help others. I've observed this. Most of successful people are always willing to help people. So which means if you can be able to bring in more people to achieving their dreams, it will also increase the number of people that are willing to help people. Can we see how our world will be a better place? We make the world a better place more than we have made it. And one may be asking, okay, now, good. Achievers Bridge Library is functioning. Okay, how can we get access to Achievers Bridge Library? All you have to do is call our information manager or our librarian, and then they will direct you on how to get access to our books. Okay, they will direct you on how to get access to our books. All you need to do is you give them your name. That's when you come to the library. You give them your name, and don't get this wrong. Achievers Bridge Library does not mean that you have to sit down in the library and read. No. That's not what we are saying. You can borrow the book and go with it. All you have to do is that you give us your name, you give us your address, and all other necessary information that will make it easy for us to be able to trace you back, especially should in case you forgot to return the book at the specified period of time to which you are borrowing it. Okay? So that's that. Nothing like you buying the book from us. You're not buying any book because the books belong to Achievers Bridge. The only commitment you have is to make sure that you keep the book in good hands, and then prevent it from maybe water spillage or maybe from children that may tear it. So just maintain the book for us within that specified period of time that you'll borrow it, and then bring it back to us for others to be able to borrow it too. That's all you need. And you have a chance to borrow these Achievers Bridge books free of charge. From now to June 2021, you can borrow our books free of charge. So starting from 2021 upward, there's going to be little charges that each of our audience will have to pay before he can be able to borrow our books for that maximum period of 5 days at once. You can't borrow it for up to 1 month. The maximum period of time you can borrow it is 5 days. And if you elapse that 5 days, you can come back and renew the book and then go with it again. That's if there is nobody that is in the pipeline waiting for the book to continue with it. If we have limited copies, for example, let's say we have 10 copies of that title of the book, and then someone come in and be like, okay, I want that title, and then all other titles that we are having on the shelves all other titles we have on the shelf is not the same as what he's looking for, and the title he's looking for, other people have borrowed it. We will have to put the person in the pipeline waiting for those people that picked it to return it so he can pick it. All those things are things that we put into consideration. So with time, starting from June 21, each and every audience of us that will want to borrow the books will have to pay a limited amount of penny to borrow it. But from now to June 2021, you have access to Achievers Bridge Library, and you borrow and read. All we are advocating for is you having access to the information that will be helpful to achieving your dreams. So I believe we have an awareness to that. And then how you can be able to access the number or the phone number of our information manager is you can maybe go to our Facebook page and just click our Facebook page and say, okay, you want to borrow this book. And the Facebook page is Achievers Bridge International Team. That's our Facebook page. Or you will see our YouTube, Achievers Bridge Team on YouTube. You can be able to write a comment on our YouTube page and then get the phone number. The phone number can be given to you right there so you can access the books. So once again, thank you. Thank you for following up this information, and we'll be glad to see each and every individual achieving his or her dreams. So have a nice time. Thank you.